Hi. Howdy.
You grabbed wine, so I'm making a mojito. I'll be right back.
Perfect. Gives me time to roll a little spliff. Oh wait, I also need to fix this.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh. Now you can hear. Now I can hear you. There we go. I just didn't want feed. I didn't want
How you
any
doing?
feedback. I'm good. Good. Just kind of turned off the camera and back on the camera. You know how
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah.
But you said I wasn't even planning on drinking. Like I need more wine. I was like, well, fuck it. I'm making a mojito. So I made a mojito really, really quick.
Well, cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, I made a strong mojito.
I guess it's a bit of a tradition. Virgo got, I think, a beer when they came on, and you're the second
There you
one.
go.
So now I guess you have to drink.
Yeah, there you go. It's a drink. It's like Drink Champs, but
Yeah.
but communist.
Yeah. it's oh my god, I should do like a challenge, like hot ones, but it's different levels
Drunk
of
ones.
shots. Yeah.
Drunk ones. We used to do. There used to be. I used to have more drinks on stream back in the day, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably drink too much, frankly.
I think I put too much simple syrup in this one. An ounce and a half might have been too much.
Yeah, I usually do less than an ounce. It's a lot, depending on like it depends on how much like sugar is actually in the syrup, right? Because you can make
Right.
most people do like a 50-50, which is what I do. But if it's more than that,
I
it's too
bought mine
much.
off a shelf, so it's
Yeah.
fucking rich. It might eat.
For-
I squeezed the whole lime. I squeezed the whole lime in there, but
Then it's just high fructose corn syrup.
yeah.
You should do a drunk stream. That's buddy. That's every
Oh.
stream. Have you been here before?
That's my secret cap. I'm always drunk.
It's kind of like the hack of like you should take your driver's license photo high, so that they
Yep.
don't know.
high as fucking mine. That is law. Did you learn that here? Did you learn that?
Yeah, dude.
We don't couple things. I need to get more lime in this. I'm gonna get more lime. I'll be right back.
Yeah, if nothing else, the Midwest does know how to evade the police, basically.
Everybody's blaming Wisconsin and everybody.
What?
Hold on.
Classic Lennon.
Fuck it. Fuck it. We're gonna squeeze some limes live. Everybody squeeze fruit. Has anybody squeezed fruit fresh?
Put the lime in the coconut and shake it all up.
Yeah. More lime. Yeah.
Are those
Down that.
are you putting the lime in the coconut which fell from Kamala's tree?
Yes. Or no. I don't know.
Good morning,
I don't know
Virgo.
what the right answer. Hey Virgo, what's up?
I don't know the right answer.
There you go.
Probably no. I'm gonna say no.
These are
I
these
mean,
are high V lines.
coconut is not, in fact, a traditional ingredient for a mojito, so I'd be surprised if there was. You know, that would be weird.
No, these are regional Walmart lines, you know, fucking high V.
Fucking Ivy.
I love that I can talk about things. You're like, yeah, I know about that. I've seen that. Yeah, the thing about the Midwest is like when you look at like drinking stats in the Midwest, like the heaviest drinking happens in Wisconsin, southeastern Minnesota, and like northeastern Iowa. And
Yeah,
like
that
that's
makes
where I'm
sense.
at. And I only go out like 2 nights a week, and I don't usually drink at home.
Mhm. I
But
was
you know,
shocked by the what is it, like purity laws or something that like keep you from drinking from certain hours to certain hours. That was
it's
surprising to me.
2 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah, it's not that many hours,
Yeah.
but it's like the hours when, I would be
Right.
drunk.
It's so it's like, oh, fuck, shut it down. Well, I'm sure you were in that situation where everybody just partied until 6 a.m. and went and got more alcohol anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, like
That's
there were so many times like we were there like 2 minutes past and like we can't do it. I'm like, come on. Oh, come on.
yeah. Or you're like, hey, it's 4 a.m. The party is like 5:30 a.m. You're like, we can go get dinner in an hour. And like, fucking next thing you know, you're drinking till fucking 8 a.m. If you would have just let us drink till 4, we would have passed out.
Right?
But,
You're actually exacerbating the drinking problem in that
right.
way. I'm drunk for more hours this way.
Like, if you're going to get the drunks off the street, why not shut that shit down from like 6 to 10? Like, you know what I mean? Or 4 to 8, like let everybody get to work or home from work that
Yeah.
was first or third. And then, you know what I mean? But no, they're like, you know what? Like, we want all the people that are going to, the people. It's wild that you can start drinking. Like, I mean, a lot of states do that. I know that, but
Yeah, I mean, closing time is generally at like 2, unless you're like in a bigger city, then it's like fucking whenever.
I think Chicago, New York.
Yeah. And I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't like what's the reason? Why should I ever have to stop drinking?
Right. Have you been here? My God.
It's America. Damn. There's 2 a.m. Yeah. I think that's pretty common. But like we still have like fucking drive-through liquor stores. So I'm getting mixed signals from what the state wants.
We can get drinks to go now.
Yeah.
The
Oh
bar
my God.
in Iowa, you can get like, you'd be like, hey, can I get like 6 Red Bull vodkas to go? And they're like, okay.
What?
Yeah, that's what COVID Kim did during COVID. Kim Reynolds legalized to-go drinks.
We had that. We had that in my state for like, I don't know, like 2 months or something, and they quickly revoked that shit because I assume it went badly because they would just like, yeah, bring a margarita in the cup to the car. Like, I'm like, this can't be legal.
6 years in running over here. Yeah, I always forget about it. Like, I was getting breakfast on Saturday morning at the local breakfast cafe counter patio brunch spot. And that's that Irish festival. And this dude comes in, he's like, can I get 3 Bloody Marys to go? And they're like, fuck yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, you can just get them to go. You're not allowed to drink in public, like it was an Irish festival, so like 2 blocks were shut down. And he was like volunteering for it. So of course he could walk in with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Man. What a time to be in America. So how in these conditions of America did you become a communist? What did your trajectory look like?
It's such a fucking from one side to the other thing that happened. My background is I'm from Iowa and I grew up middle class and really never had to struggle for much as a kid or anything. And I've said on stream before, I was like, 18 in 1999, like I could vote in that fucking Gore and Bush election, and I had no politics. Like I was a punk rock metal skater kid, and I just didn't like Al Gore, but I felt like I had to vote. And they're like, George Bush does cocaine and parties, and I was like, I do cocaine and party. And
I
so,
love
like,
that.
I was like,
It's my favorite things.
Yeah. Like he left the military, and I was like, that was like. politics, but I was very anti-establishment because of the background. And like, I used to be very rude to military recruiters when they'd call, or I'd be like, "Oh, I'm gay," and they'd be like, "You should," you know, like in a really tough guy voice, you know, like, but just basically tell them to fuck off. And so, you know, fast forward to being a dad at like 22 and actually getting hit in the face with the reality of life, even as somebody who was kind of born on third. And I think, you know, I fucking had friends that were silly enough to sign up and run off to Iraq and Afghanistan after 9/11. And some of them never came back, and some of them came back, and the things they told me and the things they like haunted them, you know, and even some of them, you know, a few of my friends committed suicide after coming back, and it made me very, very fucking anti-war and anti-Bush real quick. Like, I voted for Bush in 2000. I did not do that shit in 2004. You know, very, very quickly turned on him. And for some reason, you know, Ron Paul appealed to me. I fucking volunteered for the Ron Paul campaign in like 2006 or 2004.
Damn.
Yeah. You know, and I didn't know shit about politics. I knew anti-drug war and I knew anti-war. And then I volunteered a few times, and then I started hearing like, I already knew I was pro-choice. Like, I already knew that about, and like they were really strong on that rhetoric of being about pro-life, and they were so anti everyone, you know. Like, the only thing that appealed to me was the anti-war message and the war on drugs. And somewhere along the line in that brief period, I heard the term libertarian socialism, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" You know, this is like 2007, 2006, somewhere in there, 8, like that, somewhere in there, you know.
Interesting. Wait, I'm curious. Where did you hear it? Do you remember?
I really feel like it was a YouTube video, just some YouTube video.
Okay.
Popped up on my feed. Like, there used to be this channel, I think, called the Libertarian Socialist or something like that.
Yeah.
And because I knew, like, I grew up like Methodist, and like my parents were very charitable people, very giving, take people in, help people. I was taught that growing up. Like, I used to go on Appalachian service projects and shit with, you know, even though I wasn't religious as an adult, I still had that value of, you know, like, helping people when you can, just kind of instilled in. So like, I was like, okay, and like, they brought up like Bakunin and fucking Bread Book and all that, and I read, you know, and I picked up those books and I read them, and I didn't hate it, and I was like, it appealed to me, and I was like, well, if I feel this way about that, why am I so scared of the word socialism and communism? I was like, I should probably fucking read Marx and Lenin. And this is like somewhere around 2009, 2010. And
Who's this Marx guy, and what does he have to say?
Well, I mean, I was very aware of who they were, and I was very aware of the propaganda specs. You know, the you know, the lies that we all grew up on about. You know, I was a kid born in 1981, so I grew up on like Rambo and Iron Eagle and Top Gun and all that propaganda slop, and I still grew up not believing it, but like, so I was like, these are good. Like, the things that I really liked about anarchism or anarchist philosophers, I really loved about Marxist-Leninist writers, because they are willing to enforce an order that does these things versus, you know, just, you know, everybody volunteer. And, you know, it struck me, the differences struck me pretty quickly. And I would say by the time 2010 or something like that rolls around, I'm calling myself a Marxist-Leninist. You know, and I've read State and Revolution, and I've kind of moved on and started reading Stalin and some other things. And so it was a very much like you know, when Larry talks about giving people space to learn, I'm an example of that actually working, and kind of happened on my own. It was its own thing, you know, but I think a lot, when I think about it, I think a lot of it had to do with not really the Methodist religion, but like the Methodist fucking, you know, like my parents' church had rainbow banners pre-gay marriage being legalized in Iowa, which happened like one of the first places. So like, it was always this place. Like, I never ever remember going to church and hearing about sin or hell or punishment. It was always, God loves you, Jesus loves you, he's gonna fucking feed you, he's gonna heal you, he's got what you need, you know, like that kind of message. And so even when I became an atheist as an adult, like, I still had that somewhere in me, and that's what like that is the immediate part of socialism that appealed to me as an adult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah,
that's lovely.
so I'd say probably like 15 years now that I've probably been carrying that moniker, to the point where, like, when I was 40, I had almost about 40, I had no tattoos, and I was like, I'd never gotten one because I always wanted it to be something that I fucking wouldn't regret. And I got a hammer and sickle tattooed on my calf. Like, I was like, I'm ready. I've been feeling this way now for almost 10 years, and it was something that I feel like I'll never come off of.
Yeah. It just makes more and more sense, and like you get more solidified the more you learn about it, right? Like like everything I learn, even if it is like some like anarchist theory, I'm more solidified towards ML. Like, it just makes more sense in like it as a lens.
So, like, even in like 2015, I actually volunteered for the Sanders campaign, but even at that point, I was like, I'm going to swallow my pride and support Bernie Sanders from his left. Like, I had to move to the right to be okay with, like, I was just like, and it was always from that point of view of like, let's normalize this shit. Let's normalize these ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I think that did happen to some like nominal extent, like as a youth, as someone who's younger, I was inspired by Bernie and what he was talking about. I'm like learning the word oligarchy alone. Like, I'm like, what's that? What's he talking about? The 1%? What does that mean? And how did that happen? How did we get here? That started like a series of questions that led me here. So at least there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, for me, I was like, I didn't know about the Parenti-Sanders split back then, and I wasn't quite the anti-imperialist I would say I am now. That was probably, the killing that last shred of an American inside of you is tough sometimes, right? Yeah. Like that last bit of the belief of any decency. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to alienate you,
especially because I was in college at that time. That I was like really embedded in like Western Marxism at best. Like at best, I had like Western Marxist professors, right? And so it's more like I was just like really detached from like the working class and how that looks in the day to day for everyone, and like how desperate things are. And you can, sort of like what I was doing was analyzing artwork from basically like a very academic Marxist lens, and that's like the most I got from college. So it was actually a lot of like deconstructing and self-teaching that helped me.
And I think some of what really appealed to me too, so like I was saying middle class again, born in the 80s, so like I had two working parents, but like my dad was a Deere's worker, and like I remember him going on strike, and I actually was on the strike line with him because they had nowhere to go with me in the summer, and he was on strike, so they couldn't afford like a sitter. So I've actually remember like some of the struggles of him being in a union and stuff. So like that always, like I always hated my boss. Every job I've ever had before I had politics, I thought my boss was a douche that's just using me to make money, and I don't, there was no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was that. I felt that contradiction, that automatic conflict between my interest and theirs, right?
Yeah, and I learned. Man, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I had friends that was like just like even just cooking at a restaurant, like, oh, I'm gonna pick up the hours, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I'm like, I'm gonna show up and do what they pay me to fucking do, and that's it. Because fuck them, they don't give a shit about me. I knew that at 16.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, and yeah, that it's a valuable lesson that like some people have to learn sooner than others. And like I was like my whole family called me a hippie because they're reactionary or liberal at best. And so because like I went vegetarian after learning about factory farming and like how we treat animals and how we butcher them. And I was like, well, that's really fucked up. We shouldn't do that. Hey, no. I had to like go back to eating meat after I was, diagnosed with celiac and then anemia, etc. Long story. Anyway, they called me a hippie, and so that pushed me even further left because I'm like, hey, what's that mean? Hey, they sound kind of cool, and that was like still a liberal position to be in, but like, it did make me want to learn more about like why do you hate the left, quote unquote.
Right.
Liberals aren't left, but
And then you learned what the left is. Yeah, it's like it's like fucking Frodo or Bilbo being pushed out the door. It's the path that started. I think that's important to remember too. Like, is like there's a lot of people that are going to stumble into these streams that are just getting on the path. Like that kid earlier in mine, that Zach kid, he just was curious, and it was actually really respectful. And I think a lot of people are looking for answers right now.
yeah, I think like when everything makes so little sense with like the lens and like education that you're given, like you do like want to make sense of it. Like we are like pattern seeking, and we want to know what that pattern is, even if we don't have words for it. Like we see it, and we know there is exploitation occurring. We don't know like that it's exploitation of surplus labor value, for example, but like we can tell them that.
Right. I mean, you can just tell something's wrong as you get into adult life, and some people feel it out. I think obviously with today's access to information and media, non-traditional media for now a decade, I think that has an impact of maybe kids getting to the point that something's wrong even sooner, and that's good. We acted out and we had no reason why. Like I think of like Woodstock '99. Like that was a massive backlash, right, against what we didn't know at the time, but like it was commercialism and just the over commodification of everything, right? Most of those kids were dumb fucking frat kids with no fucking clue, about anything. I had been to so many music festivals before that, like. And I got off that bus, and I was like, something like I could feel like MTV Spring Break vibes when I got off the bus, and I was like, oh, there's some grossness here.
Yeah, it's like the counterculture, like it's vaguely, it can be communist. Often it's not. It's like aesthetic, with like a lot of punks, and yeah, I'm sure the same in like skate whatever circles.
I think the values can be there more than the belief or the theory, right? Like I think specifically within like today's DIY scene, at least here, is probably if you went to a DIY show here, you'd get a misrepresentation of what you think the queer community is. You'd think it's 25% of the community, because 25 to 50% of the show is the queer community in our scene. And maybe an escape park is going to be less, but it's still like when we do our show, everyone's there, and I think in those areas is where people get this misrepresentation of the percentage of where I was talking to somebody earlier today. I was like, what's wild about like some people that like just lose their shit. I was like, the right wing thinks that it's this massive section of the population. It's like less than 1%. When you're talking about trans, right?
Like 1 to 2% of people. Yeah.
Right. But like I think that like at least in our scene, I think you could never go into the scene that I was in and drop N bombs or F bombs or like you're gonna get
real quick to interrupt. Tell chat if they don't know about like your skate org and what you do and how that works.
Okay. Yeah, so I started a nonprofit with a few of my friends like 10 years ago now. Jeez, this is actually our 10th year. Centered around the fact that our park was destroyed by a storm and the city was really just doing nothing about it. We basically made a bunch of noise until the city got the funding and the grants to get a new park built, and that took until 2020. So that was like 4 or 5 years of 4 years until we got the park built. Uh, of grumbling and we've always hosted shows on the 4th of July at the skate park. That's a thing that started in like 2001 at the Cedar Falls skate park. I'm from Iowa. Cedar Falls is a city. That's where I grew up, and then Waterloo is a city I'm in currently, which is they're right next to fucking each other. They're one's a college town and one's a fucking industrial town. We got the park built. We do 3 events a year: 4th of July skate park show, a free contest at the end of the summer every year. We've done things like give boards to kids, that come from backgrounds. The city I'm from, Waterloo, that I live in now, is one of the lower income cities in the nation, and as far as median goes. And so we definitely, I like try to find when we see kids at the park that are definitely like all about skating. You see them there all the time, and they maybe don't have what they need, or they're always asking to borrow your board.
Yeah.
That's when we step in and just.
When you picture rural America, this is exactly the type of place. Like it is just very industrial, very farm, very low opportunity place.
Right. Well, and then I throw in the fact that my city is the only one that's like, well, Des Moines and Cedar Rapids, but our city is the most diverse as far as that goes. And I live in a predominantly black neighborhood that's even more disparaged because opportunity is even less,
right.
And so our skate community has always been a very diverse bunch here. But so we've been doing that for 10 years. And so that's kind of where, like, being 45, I'm still immersed around like 16 to 25-year-olds all the time because of this. And it's a good view. I do like what I see. I try to, my ideology gets out a little bit in these things, but like I try not to push too hard because I think a lot of it is they've seen, like a lot of these kids are doing it the right way because they've seen it done the right way. It's the example. It's about helping people where you can and when you can again, and
yeah, leading by example is major. Doing the thing,
right,
and
then through that, just there's I played in bands. There's a huge music scene around our skate community, and so I have a couple friends that have DIY venue homes where they just host bands, and so again, like this, our scene is like, the shows are 18 plus, but it's like all the way up to like people older than me still, and so like it's been very it is nice to see that, like, at least where I'm at and where I spend my time, everyone is accepted and welcome.
Hell yeah. And I am curious, like, to what extent can you do agitation in that kind of space?
So right around the time I got banned on Twitch, from Twitch, we were outside of City Hall with drums and bullhorns during City Council meetings, interrupting it loud enough to where they could hear us. The week following, we went in with a banner to drop about Palestine, but one of our city councilors getting sworn in is a massive bigot and piece of shit. And I couldn't help it. I got up and spoke on the mic and just called him a transphobe and a racist to his face on the night he was being sworn in from his family. And I was quietly, peacefully removed by Waterloo PD. We've interrupted before. You can definitely block streets. That happened during BLM for sure. We've blocked highways at times here. We've had, really outside of that since BLM, there's been no real radical outside of like going into City Hall and interrupting and banner dropping once, attempting to. The banner was there, and then the guy, I was with my friend, and then he was stuck there with the banner by himself, and it was just way too big for him. He didn't have the wingspan to do it. And so, and like I didn't expect to speak and get thrown. I didn't expect to get thrown out or speak on the matter, but I've gone in front of, like, I have like, obviously with the skate park, I also went in front of city council and got that done. And so I have, like, the mayor that was mayor during this, Quentin, he is no longer the mayor, but we have a complicated, like, it's a relationship. Like, because it's a city of 70,000 people. Like, not that many fucking people show up to city council. Like, I've been on his side for things, and I have not. I actually am lucky enough to have like a old school Panther as a city councilwoman. That represents my ward is a 1960s
Cool.
Panther and a Reverend and a doctor.
Wow.
And she's fucking sick. So
Dope.
there is like Waterloo had riots during like after the assassination of MLK, and then like you even said what you had heard of Waterloo was don't go there, right? And so like there is a history of black radicalism here, but also the problem with that is that black radicalism saw all of their leaders massacred and assassinated, and liberal America didn't do shit about it. So like they got quiet because everybody got murdered. So like
Yeah.
I can see the hesitation to want to trust anybody else from our community. You know what I mean? She's really nice, and like they like me and fuck with me because they're kind of aware of where I am with everything. But outside of that, it's still very much Iowa outside of this town, which is like 95% white, and rural, like you said.
Super white.
Yeah, yeah. And especially where you were. Where you were is I mean, I don't know why you picked that place.
Hey, they just gave me the most money. That's all.
It would have been cooler if you and I offered you some money, and then you would have been right where I'm at. That would have been even funnier. When you first said that, I was like, that'd be fun, because before you answered, I was just like, that'd be wild. But still, yeah, and there's a history here. Like Rath Packing, it used to be the largest meat packing factory company in the world. Speaking of factory farms, but it was the first place in the United States where black and white people could join the same labor union. So obviously, like, there is this history here, but it's also very forgotten and racist again now. Like, there's the north side and the south. They call it east and west, but literally the city is separated north to south by the river. And we still call it east-west for some reason. But the north side is where diversity is, and the South Bank is more, where the further south you go, the whiter it gets, right?
Yeah.
And
it's surprisingly like southern. Like you might mistake yourself for being in the South.
You were south of there's northern Iowa and southern Iowa for sure. There's Iowa and then there's Iowa, and you were in Iowa.
I didn't realize that. Iowa.
Yeah, that's you might as well be in Missouri at that point.
Yeah.
And but like the north, yeah, I mean, it is still very much like, if you get outside of our city, you've probably been through the cities of this state, and you know how they're all, even the largest one, Des Moines, is still surrounded by cornfields. As soon as you get outside of it, it's fucking fields forever. So like, it's very much like, I'd say,
like, so fast. Like
our population's still probably 50% what would be considered rural, I bet more than 50%. So it is very much that. And out there, what's wild too is because that's all like, that only exists because of farm subsidies, right?
It's got to be like fucking 80%. Like, those cities are tiny. It's only like, what, 150K per?
Well, I'd say Iowa's probably under 4 million still. Can't remember, but Des Moines Metro alone is like 1.5 million when you put it all together. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I guess it was just like the center.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you put West Des Moines and Des Moines together, and it's been rapidly growing. It's the only part of Iowa that's growing, I think.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while.
Right. But other than that, like and then you add in, like, I would say Cedar Rapids is the next area, and I'd say that metro's probably 300,000, maybe. Because I'd say, we're about so like, but then it's like, when I say metro, that just means there's no break in the towns, you know what I mean? And then But the fields are still full of people that have really like what's wild about it is that nobody fucking farms anymore. So like you had said factory farming, and I've seen both sides. I've seen I used to be a fire extinguisher inspector for companies. I'd go into all these businesses and look at the fucking fire extinguisher and be like, yeah, fucking that'll put out a fire, you know? And so I had to go into pork plants, like pork, massive, like Tyson and those. And I've actually worked in them for several days, and I had to go into all parts of it. And I've seen that. And then I also had grandparents and uncles that were like small family hog farmers, right? And that's you can taste a difference, you can tell a difference. There are pens, but that's more for like when a hog is pregnant, and if it was around other hogs, it'd be at risk, or its piglets would be at risk. You know, there's like a digestion pen, but that's more for the animal's protection. They don't spend all their time in there. Most of the time, they're roaming in a massive, you know, enclosed area, usually, or outdoor. But there's right ways to farm and there's wrong ways to farm, and the entire thing is being done the wrong way now. The idea of a family farm is fucking gone. It is all Monsanto. It is all like most of the corn you see on Google Earth that we're growing. That's not even to feed animals. And most of it's corn grown to be seed corn, which means we just fucking pluck it and ship it all around the world to be planted and grown elsewhere. Yeah, and I only learned that like 10 years ago, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, we're not even feeding livestock with most of it. It's just corn to be grown elsewhere.
Yeah, it's just capital. You can just see the fields of capital.
Oh, it's massive wealth around these big agribusinesses too, and the amount of land. And then there's just all these people living in small towns where there's no fucking jobs, there's no opportunity, and they really have no business fucking living there. Like they should be. And that's the hardest part, is because like they all work here, and then they drive like 45 miles out to fucking the sticks where they hate where they hate everybody back here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, fucking Waterloo. And it's like, well, then they'll fucking come here. Work at the fucking Casey's and hate your fucking life and shop at Walmart, motherfucker, because you must not like cities, you know? You know, you don't even get Amazon. Fuck you. Like, you shop, you know. We're breaking off the roads into fucking everything. Fuck, I hate rural Iowa.
Drive 2 hours to Walmart every 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah. It's wild. And then they come here to eat. They come here for the weekend, and then they talk all this shit about it. It's and then they race, and then they just vote racistly too. I mean, like, what's wild is like. And obviously, fuck Obama. But if you think about it, like Obama won Iowa primary against Hillary Clinton in like whatever back in the day. And then he beat John McCain here in the election back in the day. And then he beat Mitt Romney here back in the day. And then we went Trump.
Right.
3 times, right? Like, what the fuck? You think if we were going to go Trump.
Ohio.
McCain or Romney would have had a shot, right? What the fuck?
Right. Genuinely.
Yeah. He won it. And what's wilder is his margin of victory has grown every time. It had like other states where he's still winning, it's going down, you know, a little bit. Like even Alabama dropped a little bit over time, but we're doubling down.
Yeah, how's the education ranking in Iowa, by the way? I think it's probably gone down.
first to West Virginia real quick. It's I mean, it's like that's what we've had this horrible governor for, you know, she was governor when you were here, I think. Kim Reynolds. The Kim Reaper, we call her. Our COVID Kim too. Like we were open.
Kim Reaper. Oh my god.
Yeah, because Iowa was up and running like a month after fucking, or 2 months after fucking, like in May 2020, we're open for business with to-go drinks. That's what we did over the 2 months. Is outlawed mask mandates and made to-go drinks.
Priorities.
The bar, small town bar, like all the social media was just like, I can't go to the bar. This is bullshit. Fuck this. I can't go to the bar. Like nobody missed their family. Everyone was just pissed they couldn't go to the bar.
They just want to go to the fucking dive.
So her solution was, well, you can go there and pick up some drinks to go. You can't stay, but you can get them to go. And then she was like, you can go get drunk and get some to go. It's fine.
Compromise.
But we had this massive school voucher system go through, like they love, you know. And so, like, what was once like the nation's number one for decades education for public schools, even though it was propaganda, you know, still it's disappeared really quick. And I mean, I think our city struggled massively with like absentee kids, like, and they dropped that. We cut our rate in half recently. I think we're gonna get this really middle of the road fucking liberal, Rob Sand, who's gonna probably be our next governor. We're probably actually going back because like Reynolds has done so much damage that like a Democrat stands a chance here again. Because like for the longest time we had Democrat governors before Kim too, and a Democratic state Supreme Court. Again, not the solution, but like not the same. You know, empire with a friendlier face.
Right.
You know, less. You know, status quo affecting less people. And that's what we're gonna get. And it sucks because he's a fucking nerd and he sucks, but he's also like gonna fucking restrict data centers, I guess. You know, he's hitting all the notes that they need to hit right now. Like, you don't have to be against AIPAC in Iowa, you'll be okay, because like our liberals don't give a fuck. They weren't, you know, they're still not out in the streets for Palestine despite Trump being president. They, you know, obviously they weren't going to do that before under Biden, but yeah, and he skates. And he doesn't suck. Like he can skate, and it sucks. We're gonna have a skateboarding governor, and I'm gonna be opposed to it.
No.
Like, you know how much that sucks that we're gonna have a skater governor? Skater. He can skateboard. That's what I will say. And what the hardest part is gonna be Henry Peters, and I'm gonna have to be like, fuck that guy. You know, why can't it be fucking Tony Hawk or something, you know, comparable?
Yeah. How long have you been skating, by the way?
I was like 11 or 12, so like 92, 91, somewhere in there. Like I had toy skateboards always, right? Like every kid in the 80s had like the plastic banana board with the big wheels, the skinny boards, you know what I'm talking about? And
but sure.
Like the super skinny plastic boards I can't remember, the penny board. That's what they call it, a penny board.
Sure.
And then like I think I had like this fucking skateboard that came with scooter handles attached to it that you could eventually remove them. And like that was like when I was a kid, but that wasn't like when I was like 11 or 12, there's this dude that lived down the street that he had to have been like 10 years older than me or 8 years older than me. He was older than me. And he was like this 80s fucking early 90s, late 80s, like rocker dude. Like he had like the leather jacket, the Vision streetwear and all this shit. And he just skated by like my house. Like I happened to be looking out the window and it was just like the coolest fucking thing I ever saw. And I was just like, I'm going to start doing that. Like, and like Skate TV was on Nickelodeon, and I got my dad to take me to Gleaming the Cube when it came out, which is like this. I don't know if you've ever seen Gleaming the Cube, but it's a skater movie from the 80s where Christian Slater has to prove his brother's innocence in a frame up for a murder. And it's got Tony Hawk in it and Lance Mountain.
Wicked.
It is. It's gnarly as fuck. Actually, I think I know what we're doing on my stream next time. Like on the weekend, we're gonna watch Gleam of the fucking Cube. But yeah, so like it was like that early '90s. Like still the big skateboard like still existed. Like, and so it was just something I fell in love with, and like through it, I found so much music and different friends, and like we used to be able to take the bus from like where I lived to this city, to downtown, to the park that I actually live across the street from now, we'd ride the bus down here, and like when we were like 13 and 14, like the movie Kids or the movie mid 90s, that shit's accurate as fuck. Like watching mid 90s is like it's deja vu-ish almost. And like we just ride the bus and we find like a fucking overpriced bag of weed and we'd smoke and have somebody buy us 40s and we'd ride the bus back at night and tell our mom we were like the mall bowling or some shit all day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Living
Just
large.
I met so many people that were just going to shows and going to stuff because I was like I grew up near the college, like the University of Northern Iowa. I grew up so close to that campus that like as soon as I started going out at night in the summer running around, I was naturally there because students are gone and like the local teens and everybody took it over for the summer. And it was a really fucking awesome time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool that you got the park rebuilt. And now you like continued to do really awesome work. I love that. I love that for you.
We're working on a new park in the city I grew up in because that park is like 26 years old.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
It's such a like valuable like third space. And you know, like even if you like I would go to skate parks a lot growing up, and I never skated until I was in college, and I would just hang out there, and like it was like a chill place to like chat and like do whatever I wanted.
Third spaces are so important.
Yeah.
Third spaces are, and increasingly they're increasingly privatized and inaccessible for a lot of people, and I think that's one thing we should like. A skate park is a place where like a lot of people can just go hang out and be for the day.
A skate park is where I learned how to roll a blunt. In San Francisco. I ran away for a couple of weeks and I was hanging out with some people in a skate park watching them skate, and I'm like, this is cool. And they're like, do you want to learn how to skate? And I'm like, nah, I'm too high. I'm way too high. Bro, no. And then I tried and I did fall over. I did fall over.
I mean, LA and San Francisco are like the birthplaces of it too, like of what skateboarding became. Like like that is like that's where Thrasher everything comes from. Yeah.
No, I was dating like well, he was my dealer, but he was also like very involved in like the skate culture, and he made videos too and like all that.
Yep, that's very common amongst us to be doing all those things.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like the trash scene. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah. No bed frame. No fucking bed frame then. Yeah, yeah. We did not get bed frames. Skaters don't know about bed frames until like 35. And even then, like me, I just have the minimalist one that just lifts it off the ground. You know, there's no headboard or side panels. It's like the simplest, you know. It's cool, but I'm 45 and I still don't have a fucking headboard.
The bare minimum.
There's end tables. I have end tables that match on both sides, but yeah, I'm not like, you know, I mean, I'm a millennial, so I'm an early millennial, so minimalism's like our thing, right? You know.
I hate minimalism. I really hate it. Maybe because I'm a younger millennial. I am not into it.
Yeah, if you think by my background, like my background, like yours, is busy. This is the only busy part of my apartment. Like everything else is spread out and like. No, my whole life is like this. But I mean, I guess I know. I don't. I mean, it might just be a skater thing that I just don't like. Everything's minimalism, but yeah, we don't get bed frames till we're 35. Like that mantra is going to be. If there's a box spring, you found a winner.
By mandate. By law.
You can get a box spring whenever. But that fucker has to be on the ground until you're 35 or you're
Why is that so true? Because I dated like 4 skaters and they all never had one.
Sometimes stereotypes are like, you know, close to half true.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
If I were to buy a longboard, where would I purchase one? What's the most ethical place to purchase a longboard?
Nowhere. No. Just get a wider skateboard. Length
Okay.
doesn't matter. Get you like they do make like the 10.5 old school wide decks again. And like that's going to be easier. You're going to be more maneuverable, and the balance is the same. And just curbs. Curbs are a problem. Are the natural enemy of a longboard.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like I don't hate longboard. I do kind of.
I like
Again,
it.
I
I don't
want
know
to.
why.
I know the answer is tolerance and inclusion. So like you should try a large get you like a shaped old school like 80s skateboard. See if that like if you can somehow find one to get on before you purchase it. But like yeah, I feel like a longboard though you should be able to get a longboard probably CCS. CCS is still a thing. California cheapskates, like the little pant. I don't know. If you dated skaters, you know that the little square, the little square magazine that shows up 4 times a year. That's got all the clothes, the shoes, the decks. They definitely got them in there. And I still actually just board those custom hot dog boards. All come through CCS. I go on their website and you can just upload an image onto a board and they'll print it for you and send it to you.
That's cool.
So, because we're not mass producing them.
I don't know
We're gonna
what
mass
like
produce.
I tried a few skateboards. They just felt like way less stable. Like I couldn't center my gravity right.
I think like the biggest thing is like I've always thought about like you get on a skateboard and you feel like it's wobbly, right?
Yeah.
But like the first thing I think of is like that the earth is actually pushing the board up against my feet, against me, and you know, like more like I'm it's pressing back on me, and like it's really about the looseness of your knees and your crouch. The looser your legs are, the more stable you are. But your instinct is whenever you try to balance is to be stiff and you know to balance, right? To get rigid, to keep your balance. But it's really about being like loose and like it's like a natural triangle like of where your feet are. Like the triangle is important because then that's the base of everything. And so like if your feet are too close or too far out, that triangle's fucked off. And I'm talking from the side view, right? Like looking at me
Right.
from you know, and if that is really you want your back foot right over the back bolts and you want your front foot right over the bottom of the top bolts. So it's kind of shifted back, like not dead center. You know how there's the full bolts. Your instinct is you look at it, you're like, oh, I stand in the middle of it, but it's really just shifted back just a little bit where your feet are over the bottom bolts, and so you're kind of in a pocket of the board, and that's actually where the center of your gravity gets then. But yeah, longboards you can find them, and they're like, I always tell people that want a longboard for travel. I'm like, there's really, I mean, just get a bike. Skateboard's a horrible way to get around. It's extremely exhausting and really inefficient. Unless you like got a lot of hills, unless you're going like, I mean, they still got to figure go up though too. But yeah, it is good, but it is like I haven't done it much this summer, but I used to go out and just skate around downtown at night for a few, you know, around the blocks a few times and get a good aerobic going. But I haven't been doing that much this year. It's been so hot.
Yeah, it's such a great workout, but yeah, it it's so hot like most of the year. And there's like nowhere nearby I can just ride really.
Mhm.
It's not like we have sidewalks at all. So
Well,
it's just road. I mean, I could, but I might get hit by a car. So maybe not
I mean,
that.
I think all the wheel like obviously I love skateboarding, but I think bicycling or rollerblading or a longboard, like, you know, I'm 45. I want to be active. I don't want to play fucking softball or golf like every other dude my age, right? Like,
Yeah.
like I just don't want to like it's. I have golfed and I'm pretty decent at it, and I played softball in my early 20s. I was like, I don't want to do this. Like these dudes suck. I don't want to be around these guys. So like I'd rather be around, I'd rather be around 25-year-old skaters that are honest about who they are and shit at least. Or at
Hmm.
least I can see them for what they are, and you know, I don't know. And it goes back to that like I don't know, I was always a little bit like despite what? I'm just
Oh,
sitting here.
oh,
It wasn't there was no clause, baby.
she
What's
just says
up?
love.
Well, do you want a mojito? You want a big stretch? Yeah. You want to sit on my lap?
Oh, cutie.
Oh, she is. She is. She's like, you've been sitting here a lot.
Our cats do look a lot like they're identical, basically.
Yeah, and then my friend Kyle, the guy that I play D&D with, he has a boy that looks just like her too.
Oh.
I've had a lot of cats in my life. A few cats, not a lot. I've had a few cats, but this is my favorite cat. I think every cat's always your favorite cat, but
Yeah,
she's like now she's just nudging
special
her head against the monitor.
cutie.
Come on, what are
Cutie.
you, dude? You've gotten so much treats. You've gotten pizza tonight. She took a big old bite of my pizza while I was eating it on stream.
I'm glad
She's a
my
fucking
cats aren't interested in much human food. They want, like, if I have sour cream, they want that. But otherwise, not really.
Lou wants fucking everything, and if I dare get ice cream and bring it home, I gotta like eat it in the bathroom with the door shut. Ice cream, right? So much fun she eat ice cream, although that fucking fecal matter. I should have started putting her, yeah, but like I haven't done that, but like she goes nuts for human food, and like I can't remember what, like it used to just be chicken, but like
Ooh.
cheeseburger too. I can't like not steak,
Burger.
a cheeseburger.
Ken has burger. Ken has burger cat.
Yeah, she's a fucking eating machine. She was a shelter cat. She was about 11 months old when I got her from the shelter.
Yeah, when they're older, like they have a lot more like baggage, conditioning. My cat was only 7 months when I got him, and he clearly has like a lot of abuse because he's very afraid of men, all men, any man.
Luda's Luda's very apprehensive of people. Like gets scared very easily, and I think that has
Yeah,
something happened to her. Either that or she was just outside and like a human did something bad to her.
yeah.
You know.
It's usually that, and that's why I keep my cats inside because people can be really shitty. Man, I was
Well,
on
yeah.
Nextdoor, and this is why I got off of Nextdoor because some fucking neighbor near me said, "If I see this cat on my property again, I'm gonna shoot them with my 22."
What the fuck?
Literally,
I don't
what the
get it.
fuck? What the fuck?
You shouldn't feel bad about it. I saw this. It was like a short little. I was probably like a. I don't know, I don't know where I saw it, but it was talking quickly. It was probably TikTok. He was just talking about like, don't feel bad about like keeping your cats indoors. Like the average lifespan of an indoor cat compared to a cat that goes outdoor, not just an outdoor cat, but the cat that goes out is like triple. And like the quality of life they get indoors like is so much better. I don't declaw my cat or anything in case she gets out, right? But like it's easier here because I'm on the fourth and fifth floor, so it's not like I'll let her out and run around. Like I have this like it's an indoor. Like if I go outside, it's lofted. You can see downstairs to the next level where other people's doors to their apartments are, and I'll like let her run around that. And like I'll have my mostly there's no kids in this building, like because it's a downtown expensive loft apartments. Like there's not it's not really a space for kids, which is awesome. But also like I do feel comfortable sometimes just having my door popped open a ways a little bit and letting her like run around out there. And there's other cats.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many things like FIV, other viruses and bacteria, freaking other cats, other dogs, freaking you never know. I just worry about
Cars.
everything.
Just cars, yeah.
Cars, yeah.
Yeah. And then like if they don't, like they're not conditioned for that environment. It's alien to them when they first start going out there if they're not from it,
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, and like
Get like
I mean, they're domesticated anyway. Like they are meant to kind of be in and around humans. Like, sure, you can have a barn cat if you live out in the middle of nowhere, but like that's not the same as like a city environment.
I have the hardest leash, but I haven't been fucking bold enough to take my cat on a walk yet. I just don't know how that's gonna
Oh
go.
my
You
God.
know?
I tried to condition my kittens when they were young. I had just got my baby kitten and I got the tiniest little harness and it was so cute and he would not have it. He just
Mm.
I put it on him and he just flopped over on his side and laid there until I took it off. He's like, I guess I'm dying. I guess it's his death.
I just put it on. I got the harness on her once, and like she just fucking thrashing around and like hated it. And then I was just like, this is like she's gonna get off of this. She's gonna get out of this. Is what I thought. I was like, this is I can't take her outside. She's gonna get away. She's gonna hate me forever.
Right. I don't know how people do that. Like, you gotta warm them up to it like so slow.
I think it's consistency too. You just got to keep doing it. Like that's not like when you see the
Mm.
videos of people with their cats on awesome walks. That's not the first time.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean?
that's
That's like
like the
the
500th
100th time.
interaction with the
Yeah,
harness.
right. Yeah.
They don't know like why you're doing it. Like they don't understand that you're gonna get to go outside, you know?
No. Yeah. I almost want the
Uh,
backpack. I want the backpack with the cat bubble. That seems like it'd be cooler. But I
yeah,
even feel
that
like
does
that
look
might be.
cute.
I don't. I'm gonna have trouble getting her in there too.
Hmm.
Luna doesn't play. Luna does not play. Do you? She
I
attacked.
feel like they would want out at like at a certain point. Like, yeah, I would feel bad.
My friend stayed the night last Friday night, and Luna attacked her, and she was bleeding through her sock on her foot. I felt so bad.
Ow.
She bit her. Yeah.
Dude, I have a scar on my like this shoulder. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it's like pretty visible right there.
Yeah.
Because my cat like had a nightmare and he was sleeping right next to me and he just launched off my shoulder.
Yeah. Well, I still have that scratch. Remember I was telling that story about how my cat missed her jump, and I had that blood at my bloody face.
Yeah,
It's still
yeah.
there, and actually, I think it's going to be a subtle scar, and I'm actually okay with it. I kind of like
Yeah,
it.
it's a pretty cool scar. Eyebrow
Yeah,
scars
it's a
are
good one.
pretty OP.
This one's on the side. It's like right there. Like no,
Okay.
it's like right over my cheekbone, but like it accentuates like it almost contours my cheekbone.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
like I'm okay
Slay.
with it. I'm a 45-year-old man. I should have some face scars. I feel like
I do I appreciate how many like there's a lot of like people older than me in TankTube, and I can learn a lot from you all, and you know, I just feel honored to be included. I'm just glad I'm here.
me too. Me too. I'll be honest. Like I don't stream nearly as much, and I feel like I have a smaller community, and like half the time we're just dicking around. But like, I do think it's awesome. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
I think we
Yeah,
both belong here, though.
for sure. Yeah, definitely aligned. On that note, what do you think about um the recent alleged news that we're gonna invade Cuba? Have you heard about this? Yeah,
I've
it's like
heard.
it's not confirmed, but you know, there's whispers among the intelligence community, you know, OPSEC, OSINT shit, kind of doing saying that we're gonna do that.
Um, so I read the Tanky Times article about that and kind of prelude to that a little bit too. Negatives, obviously, fuck U.S. imperialism and the blood path we're on.
Yeah.
Possible silver linings, possible things we can't foresee, maybe. We've lost every war we've been in since World War II. We just lost in Iran. We don't have the will of the population for much. Um, our moves in Iran have isolated us further from the world and turned us more people against us than ever. And a move like this might
Mhm.
further exacerbate those things. And
Yeah.
perhaps the actual this could be the catalyst for the end of the blockade. Possibly, I don't know. I mean, I hate doom and gloom, and obviously that's the name of what they're doing. Like, if successful, if they pull this off, I know they couldn't do it in fucking the Bay of Pigs,
Hmm.
and I know that I don't know where the mind of the U.S. soldier is right now, but I do
Yeah.
have a few friends, kids who were signed up, and their shit came up like right around the time into it, like right when Iran first kind of got going, and they were like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out. I don't want to have anything to do with this." So I just think that
Yeah.
I don't think my hope is that history continues to repeat itself. We fail miserably, and this is a sign further to the world that it's time to move on from us. But
Yeah.
that might be too hopeful.
I
It's a much
appreciate the
smaller nation.
optimism. You know,
But
I
yeah,
I think people like equate like Palestine and Cuba more than anything else, like they see the parallels and how it's unjust and how we're killing people. Um and it's close. It's closer, literally physically closer to us. So I do think that's like an easy point to agitate on um it here in the Imperial Core. And then also like I trust Cuba and their ability to defend their revolution. I don't I have no doubts about that because like what I saw was also like the CIA is implanting a lot of individuals to sort of like sow discord. So if we see anything, I think it's going to be sort of a failed color revolution in in like the first stages.
a Bay of Pigs too, possibly, right? Where like they
Hmm.
try to foment, where we're not going to put any manpower behind it. We're just going to try and have a good old fashioned CIA coup. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think the positives are that it's been broadcast for so goddamn long by this administration that they're obviously, I think Cuba saw this coming from a mile
Yeah.
away.
Also, like, we
Uh,
have no arms. Like, we are running out of Tomahawk and Patriot missiles.
we
So,
have nothing. We have nothing. Like there's still like 400 missiles isn't nothing, but like by compared to what we normally run with, and
yeah.
I just wonder where. So like you know, nations were standing with Israel for a long fucking time in the UN. The UN's toothless and harmless, but it does get a sense of where nations stand. And people have been voting against the US blockade for fucking decades. And I just wonder if this isn't like, fuck the EU and the European leadership, but like, a helpful thing is the breakup of those alliances. Again, as I said
Mm.
earlier, when somebody said, "What about?" They're like, "Well, they did January 6th," and like I said, I don't give a fuck about the U.S. Capitol building. Like, isn't that what we want? Just with different ideology, like. Right? Wasn't the problem there the ideology, not the
Yeah,
actions?
and
Like,
yeah, it was
yeah.
a fascist counter-revolution, basically.
I saw Democrats and Republicans on the House floor cowering for their lives, and for a moment I forgot why or who, and it was like like is that not who we are? Is that not who we are? So like yeah,
Oh no.
and I also think
They're gonna call you a
like
CP. They're gonna call you a Nazbol.
are they? I don't
Yes.
know.
It's
But
okay.
like I also think that some like one thing like you had just said, Cuba's prepared to defend the revolution. I do think that like obviously the people there have so much more to risk, but we get worried quicker and more severe because of where we're from and the lives we live, the comfortable lives we live, comfortable enough like internet, like the little treats that persist, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and these, whether it's the Mujahideen or the Iranians or a Palestinian or the people that have grown up the victims of U.S. oppression and brutality, they're built harder than we are, and they might not be worried. They're ready, but I don't. And they might be they might be worried, but they're not scared. Like we would, like we see it from as much as we we ourselves will rally against the Western leftists, right? We still have, just like I'm still a straight white man, I still see the world through that lens at times. When I see other people facing hardship, I see that hardship through my eyes of like, could you imagine your life disrupted in that way? But my life is full of so much more pleasantries and treats. But of course, it's even so much worse because, or we think of it like we're more afraid and they're more prepared, or they're more just like, yeah, this is what the world is and this is what we do. We fight back from day one.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like a chance to fight and actually weaken the empire is quite welcome. And the revolution is stronger by the day, despite the blockade, the literal starvation and murder of people who are in hospitals and need life support, etc.
Right. The fuel issue. I mean, we've been launching attacks on Cuba in that sense from day one, right? Like the what's considered political, what is violence and what isn't, right? Whether it's a blocking of food and resources, the ability to do trade, or at this point, like you said, fuel for people in the hospital on life support. That directly blocking that results in the death of people, and that is violence.
Yeah. Some positive news I saw in Tanky Times the other day. I submitted this article. I didn't just see it. Cuba is working with Russia, actually, to build more rail systems, and that's really cool. That's neat. I love trains.
Right. Trains are fun. I'll say my dad had model trains when I was growing up as a kid, so that was awesome. I also wonder, like, I know China's policy is to not, get involved too heavily, but like, is that what is the line too far for these countries that I mean, Russia, China? I mean, what's the line too far again? Like the EU, and I just feel like
China, I think, is helping already with the renewable infrastructure, right?
Right. I just wonder what happens if they attack. I wonder if they obviously the U.S. complained like, oh, Russia and China are supplying this and this to Iran. I wonder if they don't supply what's necessary to Cuba, and then again, now you're talking another like the Cuban Missile Crisis, because like we'll obviously know that that's coming, and so like,
well, I think it would look like if China is non-interventionist by default, like right. They don't want to start shit, they won't, and if it looks like anything, it looks like we just sent you some drones. You can put stuff on those drones, and that's up to you.
Right, that's more what I see. Yeah, more like, oh, we're providing intel on. Yeah, I think, I don't think that, again, like they have actively supported, openly DPRK supporting Russia, and there ain't a goddamn thing we can do about it. And there ain't a goddamn, like, you don't even really see President Trump calling, condemning Russia for supplying Iran with information or satellites, or that's, you know what I mean? He doesn't. He's like, yeah, I just wish they wouldn't do it, but that's about all he even says, because like that's just like, yeah, they're a lot allies, and that's normal behavior. So, I do hope that Cuba. I don't think ground troops go into any country, and I don't think the U.S. sends ground troops anywhere anymore. I think that the will is just not there.
I think
that like
they would have to. That's why I think that is why they tried to pull in the EU to back them in the Iran incursion, right? Like the invasion of Iran. Right. And they didn't get anyone to back them. And they may have put some troops on the ground if everyone else did, but they didn't. I think we'll try to do a similar thing in other places, maybe Cuba, maybe China, who knows? But I think still we won't be backed because we're so unpopular.
I could see them trying to pull the kidnapping thing again. That
Yeah.
seems like their first move. But
Yeah.
again, like I don't think that works the same as it does. Like even did it work in Venezuela? Is the new government not
No.
Bolivarian?
No, it's not working. Delcy
It's not working.
Rodriguez is very much in
Well,
line with what Maduro was doing and would have
okay.
done.
Well, and then like if you look at how long the revolution in Cuba has been going on, it's even more embedded in the culture and the society. So like kidnapping the president of Cuba does nothing, I don't think either. You know,
Right.
it's a headline. If anything, Homeboy's
They're
looking for a
very
headline.
prepared. Again, like they have
Yeah.
plans in the case that, he gets killed or what
Well,
kidnapped or whatever.
maybe they already have Jerome. Like, here's the other thing: we had no idea. Even like say myself, that's been pretty much staunchly anti-American for like I knew Iran had a military and they had weapons, but I didn't realize that they were set up. Like the battlefield's forever changed by this conflict. The idea that U.S. aircraft carriers really don't mean shit anymore because drones, and $1 million missiles don't mean shit anymore because drones, and like they're so cheap, you can launch thousands out of them. And they have to spend billions just to stop them, and so like you talk about spending a country into to free fall. Maybe Cuba already has drones. Who knows? Who knows what Cuba really has? Because
Hmm.
how much real information are you or I ever going to get, not just from inside the empire, but how much would Cuba really give the rest of the world, considering where
Yeah.
they've been for
I
the
trust
last
what they say
75
to
years?
us. What they do say to us, I trust. And yeah, I mean, it is very much that like they're willing and able to take on a U.S. invasion. I think it's been no secret that it's been a threat for quite a while.
Right. I don't know. I just so like, and it's weird because like he wants out of Iran really bad, so much so that it's really just Iran and Oman negotiating the strait at this point. Like the United States has been sidelined. And from what I read, Iran will control all inbound traffic to the strait and have notification and oversight of all. Like Oman will control outbound, but with notification to Iran whenever anything leaves the strait. Is what the details that I had found just like at work on my desk today digging.
Hmm.
Which is not the way it was before.
Right.
Not even clear, and as far as like negotiations go with the U.S., I mean, our bases are destroyed, and we've had to pull back to Jordan and Israel, and they passed that fucking weird thing that we're like, I don't know if we're really the same military as Israel, but it's just more cooperation, right? I don't know what the fuck that is.
What do you mean?
The House and Senate passed something, part of like something about the U.S. military and
Oh,
Israel.
yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're combining our
Uh,
militaries. Yeah, officially. I mean, we basically were already combined, but now it is
yeah,
official. So, an attack on Israel is an attack on the US. Therefore, we get involved on anyone that so, I think we're gonna bomb like Lebanon soon, probably. I don't know.
God damn it. If we can get out of Iran. But if we get like I feel like Iran will just bomb our bases in Israel
Hmm.
because they've already bombed Israel. How
Yes.
does Jordan get away with all like sucking our ass so
Oh,
hard?
Jordan's getting bombed too.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
that's more
but they are just bombing like the military base in Jordan. So
right,
everyone's quite glad about it in Jordan from what I hear from Levantine,
right,
who is my favorite Jordanian streamer. Follow Lev.
right. It's a super. It's another monarchy that's the people do not support. Correct. It's backed by U.S. power, basically, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Majority.
yeah. It's installed basically by US interests.
Okay.
Indeed.
So
Okay,
yeah.
okay, I have to go to the bathroom really quick, but I'm gonna leave you with chat so that chat can ask you any question that they have for you, and you can answer the question.
All right, we'll do that. We can do that. Shoot away, chat. Yeah, we can do that, and I'll probably be wrapping up shortly after you get back. I do need to get up early. All right, does anybody have a question for Len and Smash that you haven't felt the need to ask before? Or maybe this is the first time you've seen me. I don't think so. I think we all mostly know each other. Your whole stream. Okay, my first advice is ditch Streamlabs and go OBS. Just do it. When do you want to stream next? This is gonna be my last mojito. I'm gonna do the one mojito. I made it really strong and I gotta work in the morning. And now it's really limey. Yeah, my first piece of advice, Luna, is ditch the Streamlabs, go with OBS. It'll be it's about all the same, really. And it's much more functional. I used Streamlabs pre-ban, and then when I got banned from Twitch the first go around, I took some time off before going live on Kick, and I used to use Streamlabs, and I rebuilt everything in OBS, and I've been happier with that ever since. So much more. It is. She's a little upset. I think she thinks I've been sitting here too long. Street Cat Love, how are you? That's right. It's weird, right? Here I am. Yeah. Laney's not here, but I am. We've expanded. We're rapidly expanding spaces. Three Mad. That's right, guys. Subscribe. You guys should be subscribed to Complaining Laney. Just like me. Let it smash. Yeah, yeah. The Laney Smash stream connection has been strong since coming back to Twitch. It's been nice, and it's my preferred place to raid. I love all of TankTube, but Laney and I were friends pre-TankTube and had a little bit of a shared community and friends going on. Much like Larry. Larry I've known obviously longer. And been a friend of longer, but it's always been. I think I like the idea of raiding out of to a space different from mine, but still fundamentally sound when it comes to political theory. That's important too, right? Laney is fantastic, and I can tell just like when I've been in stream, like the community is knows that, so that's good. TankTube does take shifts. We are taking all shifts anymore. If you click that,
yes.
If you click the team link, the roster's just growing, and not without not arbitrarily. Everything's being done intentionally and with thought out. And so you can trust when we add someone to that roster that you are getting the finest Marxist-Leninist content and theory, and not like
the best.
Maybe
only the best.
Maybe someday someone will let us down, but not yet.
There you
go.
Only the best comrades.
The only question I got was if I was going to make another mojito, and I said no.
Wrong. You missed questions, and I saw them. So, what did you want to be when you grew? What did you want to be when you grew up?
When I was a kid?
Yeah.
First dream, a lawyer is what I always said. I always said lawyer when I was a kid. Everybody told me I should be a lawyer because I love to fucking argue.
You would make a good lawyer.
That was what it was. Teacher said that. Fucking.
You can filibuster all day.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what is a lawyer except for a salesman of law and whether of belief?
True.
It's like being a preacher.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, next question. Why do they call it oven when you in the cold food of out, hot, eat the food?
You know, scholars have had a lot of interpretations on this, and my simple response to that question is ban them. I saw that in chat the other day when somebody asked it.
It breaks my brain every time. I can never read it fluently.
It
makes me feel like I don't speak English.
It can't mean anything. There's no fucking way that sentence means anything, and I refuse to hear explanations on how it does.
Incredible.
I'm entrenched.
What kind of lawyer, though?
Probably would have been a defense attorney.
Yeah.
I like the defense attorney. I mean, even as a kid, man, I like defense. Like, I mean, I watched the fucking OJ trial in school.
Do you
I
know
I thought Johnny Cochran was so fucking cool.
You know the TikTok lawyer guy?
I know the two dudes that are the Shut the Fuck Up Friday guys.
No. He runs defense for people that do like drunk driving, hit and runs and stuff. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. But he's just always like, "Hey guys, what's up? Hey, what's up? I'm here with Johnny. I just got him off on 3 counts of aggravated assault. What's up, Johnny? How do you feel?"
And like he's really getting dudes off with 3 counts of aggravated assault.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is but back I was thinking like obviously I would have been like a murder. Like I was always like, I think it started like so. Like I was this little kid. My parents both worked second shift when I was a kid, like real young, like elementary, first, second, third grade type shit. And so I had to go to like a babysitter after school because they both worked second. And I was such a little spaz that I couldn't sleep on the floor in their kids' room until my parents picked me up because I'd keep everybody awake and we'd just be talking and dicking around. So they made me sleep out in the living room on the floor where they were watching TV, and it was always like Matlock and Night Court. And like I couldn't sleep. Like I was fucking like laying there like peeking watching it. I don't know. Yeah, that's a wow. I haven't thought about that for a long time. Jan and Eddie.
Okay.
Holy fuck.
You've got more questions. The longer you stay, the more questions you get. What might be the consensus? What might the consensus be on more and more of us starting up streaming with a focus on our standard content? Do we feel that more numbers doing this discussion, study, reading, news, etc. is truly beneficial in terms of reach? Or is it better to focus on funneling people into the established streams? I think more is better. The more, the merrier. We can all like reach out in different ways with our unique interests and like our unique ways of speaking. I think, more MLs is always better. Always better.
Right. I agree. I think do what you fucking like on your stream and cover what you want to cover what interests you. If you want to read something, I don't do shit that I'm not interested in. Like I don't watch a video that I'm not like. If I see a video titled like we all look for content, right? And there will be subjects from sources that we use, but if it doesn't grab my interest, I'm not doing it. And then that kind of goes back to me like. You're going to be invested in it. You're going to react to it better. You're going to not just be, you're going to be more engaged with things that interest you. And I think there's room for more of us constantly. Again, the more of us there are, the more people see us. And again, normalization. Normalization is the huge thing right now. That this is not a fucking radical idea in the sense it's radical in the sense that it's revolutionary, but it's not taboo. That it's not taboo ideology.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any more
Um,
questions?
you made me want to get my old board out. The wheels are a bit melted. I'm 20 years outdated. What wheel should I get?
Spitfire, always Spitfire. Get Spitfire. How big is the board? If you got a wide board, get some. If you got like an 8.5, get some 54s. And if you got a narrower board, get some 52s. Millimeters. Spitfire Classics.
Oh
Good
yeah,
board.
Virgo.
That's
I just meant in general for people streaming. We don't have enough. We don't have enough of us. I didn't mean for TankTube membership. That's a different criteria.
I don't know. I don't think fucking what I do is that engaging or exciting. I mean, like I do what I want, but I'm always amazed that people want to hang out and like. But I think you'd be surprised at what people enjoy. I think a lot of this is seeing different perspectives and different people around the world and how different we might actually be from interest, but how dialed into the beliefs we might be. That shared common thread is what gets people into those streams, and then personal interest from there. You'll never get everybody's viewers. You'll never keep. I never keep it. There's always going to be people that prefer one to the other, but that's just like everybody might like coffee, but they like a different flavored coffee, right? But
Or maybe they like tea.
and you know whatever you're into, cover that with from I think it's agitprop is great, and like Virgo said, and that's great too, and I think where like the things you like, whether it's gaming or skateboarding or anything, is that just further humanizes you to people too.
Yeah. Yep. Many avenues. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much for coming.
All right.
It's been a great chat.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You guys have a good night. I'm gonna go get some sleep.
Talk to you soon. Later.